Hello, and welcome back to my channel. This is Caffeinated Dino, and today we're continuing Trouble Comes Twice. Last episode, we went through the whole first day. We met everyone, I believe. Yeah, that's really all that happened. We met everyone. I looked at the dynamic between Hazel and Jace. And we're getting ready for our next school day. So here we are. We just slept, so Adrian is waking us up. Jace, wake up. No. Wake up. No. Jace. No. I howl into the pillow, clasping it tightly. Adrian drags the blanket away from me, causing me to curl up when I feel the cold air hit my skin. Damn, you're cruel. Come on, have some mercy on a guy just wanting to sleep. I can skip one class. You say that every time. It's at an ungodly hour. How are you planning on getting a job one day? You do realize most people work 8 hours a day, right? They don't start working at noon. Ugh. I should just win the lottery. That would make things easier. To be carried or a good morning kiss? Let's go for a good morning kiss. We don't want to be carried. I can't wake up under these terrible circumstances. I demand breakfast with coffee to be brought to my bed and a good morning kiss. Adrian stops folding the blanket and leans forward. I can't see his face, but I can tell he's looming over me like a character from a horror movie. Are you sure that's what you want to ask for? His voice sounds oddly dangerous, making me shudder. I take it back? The looming shadow over me vanishes. Good. Okay, but what would have happened if I had said yes there? I delivered the issue for 2 seconds before deciding it's a stupid thing to wonder about. Adrian begins to tug at my pillows as if to remind me to stand up, and groan in annoyance. I drag myself up, throwing a dazed glance at Adrian, who was already dressed. You're worse than my mom. Actually, she's the one who asked me to wake you up. Is Hazel getting the same treatment at least? I knocked on her door. I glare at him, but he merely lifts an eyebrow. Do you think it's a good idea for me to walk into a young woman's room like that? Unlike you, I'm not her actual sibling. Fair point. Hazel's usually pretty comfortable around Adrian, but that doesn't mean she's fine with him entering her room whenever. Adrian pulls out his phone and glances at the time, furrowing his brows. My class starts earlier than yours. I'll be late if I don't go now, so... I wave my hand at him in a dismissive gesture. Yeah, I'm getting up. See you later. Until later, then. I yawn before letting myself fall onto my pillow once again. I'm about to daze off when Hazel storms into my room unannounced. You're still sleeping? I'm very obviously awake. Groaning, I get up to gather some clothes while throwing a questioning glance, at Hazel. Don't you think Adrian is acting weirdly? Too much nonsense too early in the morning. Nope. You haven't noticed anything unusual? Not at all. Hazel opens her mouth, but pauses. In the end, she ends up following me around the room as I gather the stuff I need for today. Since she's still talking, I can't exactly go wash up. He's been staring at his phone a lot lately. No, not more than usual. And he's been zoning out a lot. No? You're just not noticing it. I'm more sensitive to that type of stuff. Is she really? To be fair, I can't ignore the possibility that I simply didn't notice. But it's Adrian. Surely I'd know if something was up, right? Okay, so maybe he's a bit distracted. He's probably stressed due to classes. Or there could be another reason. Such as... Well... Seriously, Hazel, I'm still half asleep. Please get to the point before my energy runs out. I still have to make it to the bathroom somehow. She clicks her tongue at me. Don't you think he might have a crush on someone? That would explain why he's been getting distracted and staring at his phone a lot. As would a lot of other explanations. Hazel rolls her eyes and hesitates before finally spitting out something rather surprising. I didn't want to say this because it feels like I'm invading Adrian's privacy, but why are you saying it then? I noticed him staring at some kind of photo on his phone. When I came over, he got really flustered and hid it. Adrian was flustered? Adrian's not the type to be visibly agitated. Usually, you can't tell at all. If it does show that he's nervous, then he's got to be really nervous. When did that even happen? Yesterday evening. When he went to fetch his phone, I was downstairs too, remember? I squinted her. It sounds weird, but she doesn't have a reason to lie to me about this. Who knows what kind of photo it was? It's not our business. So, you don't mind him having a crush on someone and not telling you? Of course I mind. Staring at a photo doesn't mean he's got a crush. If you watch him for a while when he isn't looking, I'm sure you'd notice him doing it too. Are you seriously asking me to stalk Adrian? Come on. That's a little much, even for you. She scoffed, placing her hands on her hips. Fine. I don't even care anyway. I just hope his partner turns out to be someone nice. Her words make me freeze up. Right. Adrian shouldn't have any trouble asking someone out. If he's crushing on someone, I can't imagine them rejecting him. I mean, who would say no to someone like him? As expected, he would have a partner before you. I'm not surprised. He's quite the catch. She looks away from me. Her tone is off. Adrian's a caring guy, so he's definitely going to pamper them. He won't have a lot of time for us anymore. But wouldn't it be good for him to find someone he likes? On the other hand, I can't say I'm not curious. Besides, Hazel sounds seriously worried. It will calm her mind if we check it out. Okay, let's try and see if we can find out something. Task failed successfully? Wasn't the reason I wanted you to have, but as long as it works. For what other reason would I do such a thing if not to help you? You know what? Sure, just do it for me. Good. So what was your plan? You said he had something planned this weekend, right? We have to follow him so we can find out if he's meeting someone. Following Adrian around secretly feels strange, but I've already agreed. Got it. That's a terrible plan. Even though I have a weird plan for the weekend, it doesn't stop me from spending time with Adrian as normal until then. On my way to an empty classroom where he's waiting, I end up walking right into someone I know. Jace. I'm not too happy to see him, though. I still remember you flirting with my sister, Cameron. I have to keep an eye out so that doesn't happen again. I look around, taking the glances of various crowds. Cameron and I are kind of famous around campus, you could say. Cameron as the bad boy type, and myself as the nice guy. Most of the rumors around Cameron are nonsense, though. He's not actually a bad guy. Although he does have this terrible talent of always appearing when I'm in a hurry. Hi and bye. Sorry, I'm on my way somewhere. How cruel, I wanted to spend some time with you, you know? I stare at him like he's an idiot. You're totally doing this on purpose. What could you possibly be talking about? You asked. You saw it to me because you saw me walking by in a hurry. The fun thing is that you're too nice to ignore a friend calling for you even when you're in a rush. I should reconsider our relationship. As much as I can understand you wanting to be friends with someone like me. He has some seriously bad habits. Cameron snickers, raising his eyebrows. You meeting up with someone pretty? What? You look like someone who's in a rush to go see someone. If it's someone you want to meet urgently, isn't it it's someone you got a thing for? I scoff at him, rolling my eyes. I'm only meeting Adrian. My pause appears to surprise him. Honestly, he has interpreted it differently from my intention. What, did I guess right? It's someone you're interested in? None of your business. Why do you look like I owe you an answer to that question? It's none of your business. Someone's being prickly today. Yes, whatever. Why do you care so much about who I'm about to meet? Well, he's probably doing it to tease me. Because I like you. As expected. As if I'd believe that. What is it makes you think I'm not being honest? You'd break my heart if I truly was in love with you. Ah, he just admitted he's only joking. Cameron. Yes, sweetheart? Bleh. I've stalked you long enough. For today, I'll let you off, but mark my words, I shall return to capture your heart. He makes a dramatic exit like a bad movie villain, leaving me behind in a daze. Weirdo. Adrian's waiting for me in an empty classroom. As long as there are no classes going on, we are free to use them to work on our assignments. Adrian's seated in his favorite spot, in the corner of the room near the window. I let my bag fall to the ground, claiming this free space next to him. Hazel's word popped into my head. Acting different, huh? I can't say I noticed anything like that. Adrian touches his face. Do I have something on my face? Does he? Let's say this one, it's cuter. No, I just like looking at you. 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth, as far as I can tell. Why are you staring then? Why not? I like looking at beautiful things. Now you sound like Hazel. Ah, so you admit you're a beautiful thing? I didn't. He breaks off in the middle of the sentence, sighing. Whatever. A lot of people like your face. Our families have good genes. Are you only my friend because I'm good looking? Idiot, I obviously became your best friend to satisfy my hero complex. Don't you know that? I'm not sure if I like that answer better. I laugh at his unhappy face. Come on, I allow you to see me at my worst. That alone should tell you that you're a very good friend. You know how careful I am with my image. Indeed. It would be better if other people didn't see you wear those hideous PJs. They really are hideous. But I won't stop wearing them until Hazel gets bored of hating me for them. I make myself comfortable by leaning on him. How is your leg? No bruises, so I'd say pretty good. That's good. You already get enough bruises from basketball. You care a lot about a few bruises on me. It's normal that I don't like seeing you hurt. Besides, your skin bruises really easily, especially your thighs and arms. He pauses, then grimaces. No one heard me saying that, right? I glance around. The only person left. Why? Missing context can greatly change the meaning of some sentences. I hum thoughtfully and repeat the sentence in my head. Nope, I'm not getting it. Oh boy. You don't need to. Don't think about it. Too late. Will they think you're hitting on me? Is that it? That conversation turned to very kinky, very quickly. And you totally missed it. To be fair, I never assumed Adrian means something perverted, no matter how ambiguous his words are. It's his deadpan face. Wait, domestic violence makes sense for my wrists, but doesn't make sense for my legs. They'd be very inconvenient to hit. Oh, though I guess you could kick them. It wouldn't be domestic. I'm not part of your household. Yes, you are. Unofficially adopted. Anyway, how exactly would you bruise my legs? I'd really prefer to talk about something else. I wouldn't. I love topics that make you awkward. So tell me, are those brownies? Give me one. Adrian successfully distracts me by taking out a bag of brownies he must have brought before I got here. I prefer salty food, but that doesn't mean I don't like sweet snacks, too. Adrian stuffs one in my mouth, and I chew happily. Bribe accepted. Thank God. Sometimes Adrian seems to think of things in different contexts than I do. Going by his reaction, I'd almost guess it goes down the perverted route, but I can't imagine thinking something perverted. It doesn't really fit with his usual image. You're staring into nowhere again. I've got a lot to think about. For example, should we be honest? Let's say, whether you have perverted thoughts. I twist my head to look at him, since I'm leaning on his shoulder. Our faces are rather close. He leans his head away, but continues looking at me, waiting for my answer. I was wondering whether someone like you would also have perverted thoughts. Adrian's face goes rigid. Sometimes I wonder if you don't consider me to be a normal young man, but some sort of alien from another planet. So you do? How in the world did you start thinking about this? That's confirmation, right? Be quiet and eat your brownie. I'll take that as a yes. Adrian sits still for about half an hour before he taps my shoulder. I sit straight and he bends down to put his book away. As nice as wasting time is, I still have to do some actual work. Seriously, our break isn't that long. We still have another hour before the next class. See, that's not long. He stares me down and I obey. Alright. I kind of forget mine and Hazel's plan over the course of the week. When it's finally Saturday, it's Hazel who drags me out with determination. Are we really doing this? Shh. Standing behind a corner, we peek out at Adrian. He's done nothing but window shopping so far, so we didn't need to follow him into any stores yet. Because it's just an outside, people are covered by umbrellas. We look less conspicuous that way, and the streets are still full of people despite the annoying weather. So far, no one has approached him. It doesn't look like he's meeting up with anyone. If he isn't, then why is his hairstyle differently than usual? I squint. Is it? And he's checking out cafes. He's definitely preparing for a date. Is he? Are you even watching him? I thought I was. Hazel's comments leave me confused because I haven't noticed anything like that. Am I just that bad at spotting details, or is Hazel's imagination running amok? Just then, as if to prove Hazel's words, Adrian stops for the entrance of the cafe. Judging from what his face is turned to, I can only guess that he's reading the menu, standing at the side. That one has a couple's menu. How would you know that? You're single. Because the girls sitting near me in class are constantly squealing about it. Adrian turns around, pulling out his phone. He types something, then smiles sweetly. Hazel merely points forward, still staring at me. Okay, yeah, that's unusual, but no reason to panic yet. In the next 15 minutes, I grow quieter and more uncertain. Adrian stops by a flower store, then a store with small trinkets, and finally stands in front of the cinema for a while, reading the text below a movie poster that is clearly romance. For the record, Adrian does not like romance movies. He says he doesn't like the unrealistic portrayal of the relationships. See, I told you he's preparing for a date. Somehow, Hazel sounds unhappy. I feel my face twist at the sound of her voice. But why wouldn't he tell me about it? A small voice in my head reminds me that falling for someone can always happen, and that a crush is a perfectly reasonable thing to hide, even from a close friend. I don't like that voice. Adrian moves on, so I follow right after. Suddenly he turns around as if he remembered something, and freezes as he stares directly at me. I can almost hear the silent scream coming from both me and Hazel. Hey. I drag the greeting out for way too long, and my voice is too stiff, as is my smile. But Adrian's a good guy. He doesn't comment on it. Hi, what are you two doing out here in this weather? Hazel dragged me out. Hazel wanted to go out. I speak quickly, laughing and pointing at my sister, who's throwing daggers at me with her eyes. She was bored. And the first thing that came to her mind was going out in the rain? Yeah. You know how she is. You know what I have to say about that? What? Hey, Zoe! She shouts while looking to the right. Both Adrian and I watch her suddenly hurry off with my umbrella, might I mention. Lo and behold, Zoe isn't that far from us. She's walking down the street, looking quite surprised to see Hazel. Soon, her face blossoms into a smile. Hazel merely waves at us and drags Zoe away, leaving me standing alone with Adrian. He places his umbrella over me without a word. This would be less uncomfortable if I didn't feel like a child who said something wrong. Are you busy right now? Not exactly. Want to accompany me in that case? Aren't you busy? I was supposed to help my mother out with some shopping today, but similarly to what Hazel just did, she met someone and left me behind. So I'm not doing much, simply looking around. I'll tag along then. I laugh again and attempt to swallow the guilty feeling in my stomach. Why did I ever doubt Adrian? I should have doubted you instead, like usual. Don't be so sure he's not keeping a secret. Shush, don't spoil. Can't believe Hazel ditched me. To my advantage, now I don't have to wander around alone while waiting for my mother to finish. Since I'm accompanying him, rather than looking around myself, I follow Adrian's lead. Anywhere you want to go? I'm only wasting time until my mother is finished. I don't need anything. Let's sit down somewhere. Wasn't there a nice cafe a while back? It's actually the one that Adrian had been looking at earlier. Frankly speaking, I'm kind of curious. I'll treat you. Adrian looks uncertain for a moment, but eventually agrees. We walk back down the street. The cafe is not large, but it's comfortable and quite packed. Plenty of people have taken refuge from the rain inside, enjoying hot drinks. Hey, they've got coffee art! Intrigued by what I notice on someone's table, I step forward to the counter. A waitress smiles at me. Yes, we have different motifs. There are fixed ones for free, or you can order a personalized motif for a slightly higher price. I'll make sure to confirm the motif will be manageable before you pay, of course. I'm dumbfounded for a moment by the familiar face and voice. June? Hi! Didn't you work at that other cafe? Both Adrian and I know her from the cafe we usually go to. June shrugs. It's not that uncommon to have several jobs. True. I return back to the main topic. So, you do personalized motifs? Yes! She beams at me behind her mask. Cool, I've always wanted to try that. Adrian comes up behind me. Yes, you've mentioned it before. He nods towards June in greeting. Hello. She smiles brightly at him, her eyes flickering between us. I clear my throat. What do you want to order? Adrian's eyes move over the menu and stops at the cheaper types. Let him order, don't order for him. An Americano, please. Since when do you drink those? I'm just in the mood today. I pointedly look at the prices. Seems Americano's cheaper. Is he seriously worried about that little bit of money? I've made my order. It's your turn. I glare at him for a moment before I think about what I want. I end up ordering cappuccino, excitedly adding a long description of the motif I want on top of it. A couple of minutes later, our orders arrive. I've already pulled out my phone in preparation to take a photo. Hazel's gonna be super jealous. On top of my cappuccino, a sheet of inno made of milk, foam, and food coloring stares over the rim of the cup. Because this three-dimensional artwork, it won't hold for long. I can see why this cafe is so popular. When I glance over the table, I notice other people with different patterns. On one table, I even see a little dragon. Hazel's annoyed reply comes almost immediately. As expected, guess I'll be coming care of her as well soon. The coffee tastes good, too. Winter's the perfect time for hot drinks. Adrian hums in agreement while holding his drink with both hands. He stares outside the cafe window. I watch him for a moment. Then I lift up my phone, snapping another picture. Adrian flinches at the sound, looking over at me in confusion. I show him the picture. You look like you're in an advertisement. Adrian pulls a face. So not fond of pictures, eh? I don't like the way I look in them. You look fine. As long as you don't notice that the picture's being taken. He looks horrible when he's aware of the camera, all stiff and uncomfortable. That's why sneak shots are the only way to get a good picture of him. I'm not as photogenic as you are. Not everyone can be as perfect as I am. It would be unfair. Look, in our friend group we already have me who is perfect, and you and Hazel who are pretty close. That's a damn high advantage. And if we count Zoe as well, she's not too bad either. The universe has to pull you down a bit. I say all of it without blushing. I've got a thick skin when it comes to praising myself. Adrian opens his mouth, sighs, and shakes his head. We drink our coffee in peace until Adrian's phone rings. He collected the display before taking the call. You're done? Alright, I'll come over, but it might take a minute. No, I'm sitting in the cafe. Jace is with me. Ask. Adrian lowers the phone, looking at me. Mom's asking if you want to come over. Hello! Hello, Jace. Adrian's not using the loudspeaker, but I can still hear his mom's voice. She sounds amused. Sure, I'll come over. Adrian places the phone back against his ear and continues replying to his mother with short hums. Give us another few minutes. Okay, see you. He hangs up. I'll send my mom a message about it. Oh, if I'm going to your place anyway, can I copy yesterday's notes? I'll be doomed if they test us on that stuff. Maybe you should take notes instead of playing on your phone during lessons. He scolds me, but nods at the same time. You're a darling. Thanks. I drink the rest of my coffee and call the waiter to pay. Outside, it's still raining, so Adrian opens the umbrella over both of us again. Adrian's mother is waiting for us in her car, parked a bit farther away. She waves at us through the window, and I wave back enthusiastically. She looks like a serious person, but she tolerates my antics just as much as Adrian does. I take the back seat, and Adrian joins me. Marianne smiles at us through the rear mirror. Adrian has the same smile. It's the type of smile that instantly makes you feel happy. Long time no see. Sorry, I know I should visit more often. My parents love your son too much. They always want him over. I show her a charming smile. Marianne's lip twitch in amusement. Only your parents? Mom. Adrian frowns, clearly uncomfortable with her teasing. I love him just as much, of course. I pull Adrian's hand closer to me and pat it in a motherly manner. Me too, of course. How could I not love our dear Adrian? Adrian's fingers twitch. He awkwardly tucks his hand back to himself, covering it up with his other. Marianne glances at her son. She looks so gentle when she looks at him. It's hard to imagine that she's a stoic woman at work. I guess you could say she's good at separating her work from her private life. It's a relief Adrian has you. He can be too restrained sometimes. Funny, I think my parents would say the same. About the relief thing, not the restraint, obviously. I don't think restraint is even part of your vocabulary. Nope, but that's what I have you for. We're a perfect match. Don't you agree, Marianne? Marianne's lips curl upward as she starts the car. Definitely. It only takes around 20 minutes to reach their house. It's a medium-sized house with 2 floors and a beautiful garden. Adrian's cat, Sina, jumps onto the wall at the sound of the car. The moment the Bengal cat notices Adrian, she meows at him. Oh, what a pretty kitty! Adrian picks her up and allows her to nuzzle her head against his chin. She's purring louder than the engine. Hey, Sina, remember me? I hold out a finger to her. She sniffs at it. She purrs even louder and rubs her head against my finger. I scratch her ear. Sina stretches herself towards me, and I lean forward. Once my face is within reach, she places her nose against mine. Marianne's leaning against her car, watching us with a cryptic smile. Look, I'm being loved. Adrian hands me Sina and clears his throat. You can carry her yourself if you want to cuddle her. Sure. He takes a step back from me, scratching his nose. Oh, did my hair tickle you? Yes. Adrian opens the gate for me and I step through, still carrying Sina. Marianne comes last after locking the car. Is your dad home? No, he's meeting with some old friends. I see his father eating less than Marianne. He's more outgoing, though. Do you want something to drink? What do you have? Soda, tea, coffee, water. Water sounds good, I think. I doubt soda would taste nice right after a coffee. Sina struggles out of my grip and jumps down. She follows Marianne into the kitchen, probably hoping to get a treat. I take a bottle of water from Adrian's hand before heading to his room. Contrary to mine, his is on the first floor. Make yourself comfortable. Adrian walks over to his table and pushes some papers around. He places some of them to the side, likely the notes I need. I unceremoniously throw myself onto his bed. With plenty of pillows, it's soft and comfortable. Adrian must love having you on his bed. Not everyone is as horny as you are. Maybe it's you who should be hornier. I refuse to respond to that. With my face in his pillows, a rather nice scent envelops me. Shampoo, body wash, deodorant. Thankfully, he doesn't use strongly scented types, or I wouldn't be able to lie here. I've got the notes. Why are you burying yourself in my pillows? Should we be cute and say they smell like you? Or should we say because pillows are great? to be cute, because I smell like you. Duh. It's intended as a joke, of course. I'm not actually interested in another person's scent like that. However, I hear a dull thud that makes me look up. I start out a laugh when I see Adrian rubbing his elbow with a frown on his face. He must have hit it on the table. Don't make jokes like that. Yes, yes. I sit up, brushing a hand through my hair. Adrian places the notes on the side, not expecting me to take them right now. We spend a while talking comfortably with the TV running in the background. At some point, my stomach rumbles and Adrian glances at the clock. Do you want to eat here? If I can. I think Mom would be happy to cook for you too. I ask when we plan to have dinner. I'll come too. I'm surprised to see another bag on the table when we enter the living room. From the kitchen, I can hear a deep, masculine voice chatting with Marianne. Is David back? Sounds like it. The closer we get to the kitchen, the louder the sound of something being chopped. Meat or vegetables, I assume. And the clearer the conversation. I'm pretty sure I won. That's not decided yet. Say what you want, but I doubt it'd be long until we figure out who will bet correctly. Do you know something I don't? Maybe? The conversation stops when we enter the room. David grins. Jace, long time no see. Are you staying for dinner? If Adrian grows up to look like his father, he's going to be a pretty handsome middle-aged man. If I'm allowed to. Of course. I look between David and Marianne. Don't ask. Let's not be nosy. It's none of my business. Since they started talking about it the moment we entered, they probably don't want us, or at least me, to hear about it. Respecting their privacy, I asked if I hadn't heard anything. Jace, I think I remember you liking curry? Yeah, I like it. Curry it is, then. Does that still work? Yes, I've only started preparing the chicken. I can make chicken curry. It's no problem. Cool. My stomach agrees with me. It rumbles audibly and I rub my neck. Didn't eat a lot today. Do you want a snack? It'll take a while to finish. I beam at Marianne, showing only my best side. Nah, thanks. Being hungry made the curry taste even better. Dinner at Adrian's is considerably calmer than at home, which is a nice change of pace. When it gets late, I get up to leave. Alright, I think I'll go home now. Now? You can sleep here if you want, otherwise I'll walk you home. I'm not a little child, nothing's going to happen. I could use a walk. I ate a lot during dinner. Adrian holds my gaze. When he gets like that, there's no place for discussion. It'll be difficult to reject him. I mean, he stays the night at our place all the time. Do we have clothes here? Because he has clothes at our place. Let's stay the night. Because I don't want him walking back by himself. I know it's not a horror game, so like probably nothing's going to happen. But still. In that case, I'll stay here. I don't feel like making you walk all the way to my place and back. Adrian looks pleased. He walks out to inform his parents while I give my own a quick call. What a day. Wasn't I stalking him a while ago? He doesn't really seem like someone in love. He's the same as usual. Right? Did you say something? Nope. I haven't set up the mattress with practice ease. We do this so often, we might as well leave an extra mattress out permanently. I picture Adrian living inside my room, laughing to myself. What are you chuckling about? I was just thinking, if you lived in my room, I wouldn't need to set an alarm anymore. And it would be clean all the time. You also wouldn't be able to oversleep anymore. My happy fantasies turned sour. Oh, God. Bad idea. You never let me skip classes. Phew, good thing we realized that. It's not like me living in your room ever was an actual option. But imagine we shared an apartment. I haven't moved out yet because it's not needed, but the thought is fun. I should make a mysterious offer sometime. That way the rent would be cheaper too. I fear all the housework would land on me. At least you're better at getting me to help out than my mom is. I'm touched. And concerned about your usual participation in household duties. Mom does everything, so Hazel and I grew up a bit lazy. But Adrian is different. His parents both work full-time. He had to help out a lot from an early age. Maybe that's why he's so good at managing tasks. Did you ever feel lonely? When you had to do all the housework alone, I mean? He pauses, looking directly at me. Sometimes. But I met you when I was pretty young. I didn't have time to feel lonely afterwards. I remember you were pretty quiet back then. Not that you're talkative now, but it was tough holding a conversation with you back then. You were a little overwhelming. Both of us are smiling as we think back on old memories. You used to be smaller than me, remember? How dare you suddenly grow taller? I straightened, but he's still a bit taller than me. There's nothing I can do about it. I didn't like having to look up at you all the time. That's why I grew taller than you. That's what I call determination. Well, I'm tall enough. It's okay. I can handle you looking down on me, begrudgingly. Thank you for your grace. Adrian returns his attention to my pillows. I help him set up the rest. Not quite tired yet, he grabs a book while I play games on his computer. He doesn't even play them unless I drag him into it. I glance at him from the side of my eye now, and then, careful not to get caught. Oh, it started. Adrian has a fun habit. He gets embarrassed when you notice, so the only way to catch it is by sneaking glances. When he's truly focused on whatever he's reading, his reading posture starts changing after a while. He sits all neat at the start, but I try to force down my grin and sneak a glance again. Adrian has his pillow between his arm and his face, while his book is brutally angled so he can read. Instead of lying completely on the side, he's twisting at the waist. It's not a comfortable position at all. He looks like his cat when he does that. He twists further to lie on his stomach, his eyes glued to the pages without ever moving an inch. When the pages gets caught on the pillows as he moves and his face crunches up, he exhales through his nose, fixes the page, and continues reading. Ah. I'm not loud, but Adrian still hears. I can't fix my expression before he notices my weird grin. He freezes up, barely even breathing. Why is it that he always hears me no matter how quiet I am? Adrian turns around, sits back up neatly, and clears his throat. He flips to the next page and continues to read. Aww. I hold back my laughter, restraining the urge to comment on his slightly reddish face. Once we're tired enough, we turn off the lights and get into our respective beds. Adrian wakes me the next morning, making sure that I don't skip another class in favor of sleeping. After my and Hazel's attempt at stalking Adrian gave us no results, I expected the matter to be over. Hazel has other plans in mind. On our way to the convenience store, Hazel broaches the topic again. We have to figure out what's going on. Seriously? Give up, Hazel. There are no signs that anything is going on. I know what I saw. What if he really does have a crush he's not telling you about? Aren't you worried about what kind of person they are to make him not talk about it? Adrian wouldn't date someone bad. You can't control who you fall for. And he wouldn't be the first guy to lose their sanity over a pretty girl. Or guy. I try to imagine the scene. No way, he's not that stupid. Even if he likes someone with bad intentions, he wouldn't let them push him around. All kinds of memories pop up. Adrian helping us clean our rooms. Adrian lying to a shopkeeper for us when we accidentally knocked over a porcelain cup as children. Making us food the first time our parents went on vacation and we realized we sucked at cooking. Going home to fetch stuff for us while we were stuck in class. Coming over to help when we were sick. Oh god, wait, he really does do everything for the people he cares about? A sudden feeling of worry washes over me. Do you think he'd do something stupid if his partner asked him? He already does stupid things if we ask him. What do you think? There was a time when he was shocked seeing us do stupid things. Long, long ago. He's got used to it pretty quickly, didn't he? Took about a week. He's surprisingly adaptive. But I don't get to finish my sentence. When we round the corner, a familiar figure comes into view, walking next to a pretty girl. Adrian and Stephanie? That's an unexpected combination. I didn't know they were familiar with each other. We kind of know Stephanie through Hazel, who kind of knows her, but we aren't close or anything. So it's her. What? His crush. They're just walking together. Stephanie's cute, kind, and sweet. She suits him. That's true. But even if they do suit each other, that doesn't mean Adrian automatically has a crush on her. Hazel's just imagining things. Oh, look. My focus returns to Adrian, who smiles in a way I don't think I've ever seen before. It doesn't mean anything. Are you sure he's not interested? The mood looks pretty romantic. Maybe it's because Hazel keeps saying it, but I'm starting to think she might be right. You think so? You sound grumpy. I'm not grumpy. Why would I be? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because that's your best friend, and he's paying attention to Stephanie instead of you. She deserves a good boyfriend, and he deserves a good girlfriend. If they're interested in each other, which they might not be, I'm happy for them. It's time for me to find a date, too. I've been distracted, but I can't lose our bet. It doesn't count if it's someone you break up with after 2 days, you know? Of course, same goes for you. Hazel scoffs, but doesn't say anything else. I meet Adrian in class the next day. He doesn't act any different, but my smiles are slightly forced. I can't stop thinking about it. No way Hazel was right. Morning. Good morning. He lifts an eyebrow. You seem grumpy. I'm not. Didn't sleep well. I'm kind of tired. I see. After sitting down next to him, I bring out my notebook. By the way, I'll be a little busy for a while. I stopped throwing the pen I've been playing with. As soon as he finds someone he likes, he doesn't have time for me anymore. Well, I guess it's understandable. That's okay. I'm old enough to entertain myself. This is my chance to focus on the bet. I need to work on that. I'm sorry. It's because of my cousin's moving flats. My aunt asked me to help her. Huh? Wait, you're not going to be busy because of Stephanie? Stephanie? What does she have to do with this? Didn't you go home with her yesterday? Adrian gives me a stunned look. You saw us? You could have come over. I met her coincidentally after returning from my cousin and walked with her part of the way. Oh. I clear my throat, laughing sheepishly. Guess I misunderstood. So it's because of your cousin. Does moving take that long? If it's her, yes. She's not very organized. She's still missing some furniture, all appliances for a kitchen, and then there's various other smaller things that have to be done. It's also bad timing because my aunt's pregnant. She and my uncle preparing for her the child. That's why she asked me to help out. Sounds like it's going to be very troublesome. Definitely. Especially since the friends that she's invited to help cause more work than they actually getting stuff done. Can I help somehow? No, but thanks for offering. Alright, let me know if something comes up though. I will. The look Adrian gives me is full of warmth, a smile shortly appearing on his face. Class drags on forever. Tired, I stretch my arms up while holding back a yawn. This was so boring. How am I supposed to stay awake for the rest of the day if classes are going to be this boring? I have to stop playing games at night. You definitely should. Come on, let's find a quiet corner for you to take a nap. I'm not the only one taking a nap between lessons, especially during exam time. You can often see people taking a couple of minutes to sleep. In summer, people lie on the grass outside, and during the colder months, the library or quiet corners inside the building are the most frequented places. I wouldn't sleep if I was on my own, but if Adrian stays awake, it's okay. How about the gym? Our gym even has stands for when official matches takes place. There's always someone playing, but they won't care if I sleep there. Adrian nods. As expected, there's a few people using the basketball court, but they only laugh good-naturedly at my tired appearance. I lay down on one of the benches, covering myself with my jacket. Adrian sits by my head and takes out a book. Wake me up in half an hour, please. Alright. He pats my head and I close my eyes. It takes 10 seconds for me to frown and open them again. Too uncomfortable. Do I use his legs as his pillow or a coat? We should say coat, but for the sake of being cute, we'll ask legs. Am I really going to ask to use his lap as a pillow? Yes I am. Not like it's the first time. I poke his leg, he looks down at me, humming in a questioning tone. Mind if I use you as a pillow? His eyebrows scrunch hesitantly. He needs a while to decide. Fine. I beam at him and shuffle closer. His leg is still hard, he has muscles after all, but a lot more comfortable than the bench. Much better. He sighs softly, but doesn't complain. This is exactly why everyone misunderstands. Misunderstand what? The whole basketball team thinks Adrian's your boyfriend. For years now. How did they get that kind of idea? Gee, I wonder. After a long nap, Adrian wakes me up with a gentle shake. I'm feeling a lot better after getting some sleep. Sleep always has a good effect on me. I admire your ability to change your mood so quickly. What? If you ask me, the way you are is much better. You're always so relaxed. I wouldn't say that. Now that you've had your beauty sleep, it's time for class. Again? You're a student, Jace. You have several classes a day. Torture, I tell you. Torture. I'm about to complain more when a beeping sound interrupts me. Your phone? Yes. Adrian checks the display, sharing who messaged him without me asking. My aunt. I'm not sure what to think when her first words are apologizing to me for her daughter in advance. Though you know what your cousin's like, why is she apologizing? I've met her before, but mainly at family dinners. We've never interacted much. Besides, you know how family dinners are. Everyone makes sure to behave well. During yours, maybe. Can't say the same about mine. Anyway, I'm sure your aunt just feels awkward about asking for your help. Probably. Almost as if struggling to remember his cousin, Adrian gazes into nowhere. The last time we met, she seemed quite lively? That doesn't sound too bad. Although you needed pretty long to come up with something nice to say about her. Anyway, it's only for a while. Adrian nods in agreement, then places a hand on my back to push me forward. If we continue standing around, we'll be late for class. I don't mind. I do. Without mercy, Adrian pushes me all the way to my next class. Even though Adrian warned me that he won't have much free time for a while, he still comes over to relax for a bit the next day. Focused on his book, he leaves me and Hazel to our own devices. We decide to try and find a TV show to watch for the evening. Hazel uses her phone to check our options. The reviews are terrible. This girl in my class said it's good though. We should give it a try at least. It sounds so boring. Not to mention, we need to pick one Adrian might also like if he's watching with us. How long are you staying today, Adrian? No answer. After 5 seconds of silence, Hazel quirks an eyebrow and lifts from her phone. When another 5 seconds go by with no response, she abandons her phone to stare directly at Adrian. Adrian? It says to give up. He just bought a new book from his favorite author. He's going to binge it. So he's straight up ignoring me? Her slightly offended tone makes me chuckle. Adrian usually doesn't read when Hazel's around. It's only this time he couldn't resist the temptation. No, he literally can't hear you. Look. I poke Adrian's waist. No reaction. I prod him again, only earning a very quiet and very short hum from him. He's completely off in his own. The last word doesn't manage to leave my mouth. Adrian removes one of his hands from his book, patting my head instead. And by that, I don't mean a quick pat where you mess up someone's hair. Adrian's scratching his fingers over my scalp, like you'd pet a cat. Hey look, I'm Cena now. I can't believe he's distracted enough to mistake me for his cat. This feels pretty nice though. I let him do whatever, snickering. Guess I'm a cat stand-in now. Enjoying yourself? It's kind of like a head massage. Did he mistake my poking as Cena's paws prodding him? Adrian. Adrian. Earth to Adrian. After a couple of louder shouts, Adrian snaps out of it. His eyes lose focus for a moment before returning to reality, disoriented. A little dazed, he blinks his eyes wide at me and Hazel. Hi. The hand on my head stiffens. He jerks it back, a rare flustered expression on his face. I'm sorry, I wasn't... It's fine. It's not weird to mistake Jace for an animal. He behaves like one. Hey. I didn't mean to do that. Nah, it's okay. It was like one of those head massages you get at the hairdressers. You know, when they wash your hair. Heard it helps against headaches. Hazel doesn't appear to believe me, but I'm not lying. Not that I would ask him to give me one, though. My ears are ticklish. As long as you don't feel offended. I don't. Adrian breathes a sigh of relief. The book is really good. I wasn't paying attention to anything else. Go back to reading. I'll let you know if anything's up. No, Adrian pauses, wistfully gazing at the sunset outside the window. What time is it? Sometime past 6? I have to go. My aunt invited my family over for dinner at 8. Good thing I woke you up then. Yes, thank you. Adrian reluctantly closes his book. He moves slowly, the very image of someone unwilling to leave. Or rather, unwilling to stop reading. See you around, Adrian. Have fun. I will. He leaves, a soft sigh escaping him as he closes the door behind him. Alright, no need to pick a show based on his preferences. We can watch a romance. Is it bad romance? Because then I'm in. A sudden memory pops up in my brain. Right, romance. You were totally wrong. Me? Wrong? About what? Adrian told me he only met Stephanie by coincidence. He's just been busy helping his family. No crush, nothing. Is that so? Hila nonchalantly brushes a strand of hair out of her face, shrugging. Guess I was mistaken. After all this stress, you're telling me that you were wrong? It happens. Didn't it all turn out for the best anyway? Now you don't have to worry. He hasn't been keeping any crushes secret from you. Well, I'll admit, I'm relieved that everything was a mistake. Not because I'd be upset that he's found someone he likes, but because I'd be sad to find out he's been hiding his crush from me. I'd actually be happy if he found someone he likes. Although, that's what I think. I still can imagine Adrian dating someone. What kind of person would possibly suit him? Maybe a tiny part of me actually prefers the idea of him staying single. He wouldn't have as much time for me if he started dating. Right, it's better if he just stays like this. Ending that train of thought, I snatch Hazel's phone out of her hands to search for a good show. Adrian grows increasingly irritable over the next few days. Not that it shows a lot, but as a certified Adrian expert, I can tell by the way his lips keep pursing. How many times has he taken his phone out today? Adrian rarely uses his phone. On a common day, you might see him take it out once, but recently his phone won't stop ringing. Every time it does, he immediately checks it to respond to the text messages. There's no emergency, right? No, it's just my aunt and my cousin. My aunt keeps asking if everything is alright, while my cousin, I'm not quite sure what she wants. She's constantly switching between asking about furniture to telling me to come over because she wants to introduce her friends to me. I didn't know you were suddenly turned into some furniture specialist. I haven't, which is exactly why I'm unable to answer her questions. I'm not sure why she believes I know what tools are used to her hanging up a hammock. A hammock? It seems she wants to install one in her new living room. Please don't ask me, I don't get it either. Exhausted, Adrian takes a deep breath. With a blank face, he massages his temples. I have to leave now. We're going to buy a fridge. Can I say something? Go ahead. She sounds worse than me. In terms of being unable to do things by herself, I mean. Adrian presses his lips together to keep himself from answering, but I have a feeling he was about to agree. You're not as bad as you think, anyway. He clears his throat. Well, I'll be off then. Hopefully this will be over soon. I watch quietly as Adrian gets on a different bus than me. I feel bad for him. Seems his cousin is really stressing him out. I don't get onto my bus. Instead, I take another one, heading towards the grocery store near Adrian's house. Where are they? Where are they? I let my fingers slide over various snacks, searching for a few particular ones. Once I find them, the next stop is beverages. This should be all his favorites. You know all his likes, huh? Yes, I've known him since forever. I know your favorites, too. I'm your sister. That's not the same. Right. I sure forget about yours. No need to remember. I grab everything that I plan to get and head for the cash register. A while later, I'm standing in front of Adrian's house. I place the bag filled with snacks behind their gate. Then I take a photo sending it to Marianne. She's probably going to be home first today. Hopefully this will cheer Adrian up, even if only a little bit. There's not much else I can do. I bite my lip. Adrian's a very independent person. He never asks for help, which I guess makes sense since he simply doesn't need it most of the time. Still, it's frustrating. I can't pay him back for everything he does for me when there's nothing left for me to do for him. Tina's wandering around outside. She spots me and comes over, tail high in the air. Hello, princess. Squatting down, I stroke the cat's chin. You make sure to cuddle your owner a lot when he comes home later today. He deserves it. Tina meows, decides I've petted her enough and lets Paul to push me away. She struts off elegantly. That better not have been a rejection, girl. Sometime in the evening, Adrian sends me a short message, thanking me for the snacks. I text him back to ask how his day's been, but it stays unread for the rest of the night. With Adrian being unusually busy, enough that it's hard to see him outside of college, I end up spending more time with a couple of other friends. One evening we decided to grab dinner together. I kinda regret this. It was fun at first, but at some point the guy next to me started subtly bragging about all kinds of things. If he mentions that he started his own business one more time, I'll flip the table. Anyway, that guy seriously sucks as a teacher, don't you think? I had to inform myself about the staff he's teaching because of my business, and half of what he's saying is just not right. I got my info straight from the tax office. Honestly, they're more likely to be correct than he is, right? We've been talking about this for over 30 minutes now. As much as I want to stand up and leave, I don't. Instead, I shake my head with the right amount of annoyance. Yeah, he's troublesome. He's the type of person who thinks everyone other than himself is always wrong. Yep, I'm definitely going to celebrate when I finally get rid of him. A couple of other people at the table voiced their agreement. There's always that one professor who is universally disliked. How did you manage in his class, Jace? It actually wasn't so bad for me. He might be a troublesome professor, but it's not hard to survive his classes as long as you listen and do your projects well. Never had a problem with him personally, but I know what he's like with some people. I get why they're complaining. You don't know? I'm so charming even he can't dislike me. Of course I managed. I wink at the girl, who giggles at my response. I should have known. The guy next to me looks a tad unhappy, possibly because he didn't expect me to get through the class he's having issues with. He's definitely the type of person who can't stand anyone doing better than him. Not that different from that professor. I was lucky, his mood was generally good that semester. That's Zeus, the guy. He agrees with me, blabbering something about the professor being in a terrible mood all the time. Oh, my glass is empty. Anyone else need something? A couple of people speak up, wave their waiter. I wave the waiter over, ordering for us all. It's a tiny thing, but everyone is visibly pleased that I remembered what they wanted without having to ask again. I'm thankful that no one is inviting me to drink any alcohol since my tolerance sucks, but I'm getting exhausted. I prefer going home already. I don't want to lie and make him an excuse to leave, but I also don't want to upset everyone. It's a chore to maneuver around the truth when you know they wouldn't like hearing it. This is why I love spending time with Adrian. It's so much more comfortable to not have to worry about saying something wrong. He'd never get mad at me for saying I'm bored or tired, nor if I suddenly wanted to leave. Speaking from experience, people feel ditched if you try to leave too early, which peer pressures everyone into staying longer. I should switch seats at some point, though. I need a break from this guy. To think, I'm in my last semester. Time went by so fast, I'll have to search for a job soon. Good luck, I hope you find something soon. I'm not sure my qualifications are good enough, though. I'm sure it's alright. I mean, we're all newcomers. They wouldn't expect that much from someone without work experience. If we're looking for juniors, then they know that people are still learning. You think? There's a lot of competition. It's all a matter of selling yourself well. Be confident. Here I am, supporting people with stuff that I worry about myself. I push down a rising sigh. An eternity later, people finally start leaving, and so do I. On the way out, one of the girls suddenly stops me. Yeah? So, I was wondering, are you single? I am. I forced a smile. Is she interested in me? This could be good. She's attractive and we got along well enough tonight. The soft flush on his face is barely visible in the dark. She takes half a step forward, getting closer to me. In that case, do you want to hang out sometime? I know I have no reason to refuse. I've told myself to focus on this bet, and this is a perfect opportunity. She's only asking to hang out after all. She's not even calling it a date. And yet my tongue is tied. She's waiting for my answer, but I hesitate. Sure, you guys can call me the next time you meet up. It's more or less rejection. She gets the hint, but isn't offended. Sure. I'm thankful she doesn't try harder, but then again, we only met today. Whatever interest she has in me must be shallow. We exchange a couple more words before she leaves in the other direction. Oh, am I stupid? Hadn't I wanted to agree? Would it have hurt me to say yes? You can't find someone to date if you don't even try, Jace. Idiot. I scold myself internally, ignoring the sense of relief I feel. There's plenty of time left until the bet is over. No need to hurry. Besides, now that Adrian's so busy, I want to keep my schedule open to see him whenever he's got time. Before I can think about it any further, I take out my phone. I wonder if he has time again soon. Right now, he's definitely at home. I give Adrian a virtual poke via text message, then call him when I'm sure he's not asleep or anything. Adrian! Good evening, you're on your way home? How was dinner? Long. My tongue feels heavy even though all I did was say yes and amen to everything. On a good note, everyone seems to be in a great mood after they got to complain their heart's content about literally everything ever. Adrian's soft chuckle tickles my ear. I had rubbed a hand over it, feeling itchy. And now it's your turn to complain while I'm the one to listen? You spoil me way too much. I'm happy to do it. But I don't have anything to complain about. Actually, if anyone has the right to complain right now, it's you. But since Adrian hasn't given any signs of wanting to talk more about how the move is going, I don't ask. Hey, are you free sometime soon? That horror movie I'm waiting for is finally out. Just a second. The day after tomorrow? Sure. I'm looking forward to it. So am I. Someone forbid him from using that gentle tone on the phone. It's deadly. I hang up after saying goodbye as I make my way home. I quickly book us 2 tickets online before I can forget. I wake up surprisingly early and even weirder at this hour, in a good mood. It feels like forever since we last went to watch a movie together. After my morning shower, I stand in front of my wardrobe. Let's see, what would be comfortable to wear? Time flies by as I do what shouldn't be a task in more than 2 minutes, choosing clothes. I pause, holding what should be the soundless combination of clothes from my wardrobe. Wait, what am I doing? I place them back inside, rubbing my temples. I can go in my PJs and he wouldn't care. Honestly, I should go with what's most comfortable since looks aren't an issue. I look good in all of these anyway. Once I decided on an outfit, I head downstairs to snatch some food and then proceed to throw myself onto the sofa to watch some TV. Good morning. Hazel joins me shortly after, a bowl of cereal in hand. Morning. What's wrong with you? Huh? Nothing's wrong. Do I look unhappy? No, you look too happy. Wow, can't even be cheerful in this house anymore. Mom, Hazel says I'm not allowed to be happy. I did not say that. Darling, we all know that Hazel wants you to be happy the most. There's no way she would mean that, even if she did say it. Managed to make us both feel awkward with only 2 sentences. You two are... It's okay, no need to continue this topic. Hazel and I are good, right? Yes. Eager to escape the more than embarrassing topic, Hazel quickly agrees with me. Alright. I have suspicion that Mom's disappointed she can't continue this conversation. You're going out? Cinema with Adrian. It's been a while. Yep. I beam at her. Next to me, Hazel narrows her eyes but ends up not saying anything. It's not too busy at the cinema, luckily. I find Adrian in the same corner he usually waits. He's standing in front of the wall, typing away on his phone, hair falling down into his face. I have to admit, he's really handsome. Although he's even more handsome when he smiles. What a shame it's such a rare sight. Or maybe it's intentional. If he smiled often, he'd get hit on all the time. Hi! Hi. I held back the urge to start skipping around, even though I'm giddy enough to do it. It's been forever. How's it going with your cousin's move? Asking you once is fine, right? It's going slowly. She's wasting a lot of time instead of getting things ready. It doesn't help that most of her friends are more interested in talking to me than packing. Are they bothering you? It's alright. They're my cousin's friends after all. Yeah? It's not like it's forever. Adrian hums while pinching the bridge of his nose. If she hadn't given them my number. What? She gave them your number? Block them. That's rude. But I bite my tongue. He can't decide that for himself, of course, but he's too nice for his own good sometimes. In the first place, she shouldn't have given away your number without permission. It's not rude to ignore or block people who text you when you don't want it. If you don't like it, you shouldn't force yourself. Well, I'll think about it. You're probably right. Somehow, his smile makes me embarrassed. I turn my head away, pointing at the queue of people waiting to buy food. Do you want to get popcorn? Sure. I exhale in relief and hurriedly turn around to hide the expression on my face. I end up going to the toilet while Adrian stands in line. Looking around, I spot him carrying everything. I kind of want to watch for another while to see how he handles it. He'd get mad if I snapped a photo of him right now, though, wouldn't he? I see you there. Would you kindly take your popcorn? Am I so kind? I smirk at his attempt to somehow balance everything. I guess I am. I pluck the popcorn out of his arms. He sighs in relief while I throw a handful into my mouth. While waiting for entrance, I stare at the posters for the movie. It's a horror movie, the last one of a trilogy. Actually, maybe I shouldn't have bought popcorn. Are you getting flashbacks? Kinda. I bought popcorn for the last two movies, too. The thing about me is, I get jump scared incredibly easily, and I jolt badly, which is why I love horror. Getting jump scared is fun. It's not quite as fun if you're holding popcorn and it jumps along with you, though. I lost a lot of popcorn during the first two movies. Do you want me to hold it for you? That's a weird offer. On the other hand, it's not as if he won't have his nachos finished within 2 minutes and have his hands free. Sure. Would be nice if you did. That way I won't waste so much money. That's not a problem. Just give it to me whenever. Thanks. I peek over at Adrian. He doesn't notice. Too focused on the descriptions of the movie posters. Anything interesting? Yes, this here. I grimace at the image of the poster. It's the sappiest, cheesiest romantic setting you can imagine. Right, wasn't this what he was checking out before when Hazel and I stalked him? Why did he look at that when he dislikes romance? It's a psychological thriller. It's a what? Adrian points to the description below the poster. I give it a quick read. The basic setting is indeed a cheesy romance, but according to the text, it's supposed to quickly derail into insanity. Basically, the movie is from the perspective of an unreliable narrator. Things are completely different from what you think at first. Honestly, that sounds pretty interesting. We should watch that. Yes, I thought you might like it. You know me too well. Adrian falls quiet, lowering his head. He looks distracted. I wonder what he's thinking about. Ask him. What are you thinking about to look so solemn? He flinches. Nothing. His troubled expression is wiped away without a trace, replaced by his usual stoic face. Something wrong? You can tell me, you know. It's fine. Alright, if you change your mind, I'm here to listen. It's rare for you to be so troubled about something that it shows. It's not exactly something that I can change, so... I'm tempted to pry, but he already gave me his answer. He obviously doesn't want to talk about it, so I won't push. I'm sure the movie will take your mind off it. Excitement slowly starts to bubble up within me. I really like the first two parts, so I'm hyped for the finale. You better not botch it. According to insider reviews, it's a good ending. Good as in a suitable ending or a happy ending. If they twist this to make it into a happy ending, I'll start throwing things. Suitable. Great. I hope everyone dies. I might have said the sentence a tad too loud and with too nice a smile, since I can see some people stare at me with mild to strong confusion. Adrian's lips tug up a bit, but the downcast glint doesn't fully vanish from his eyes. As expected, this finale of the series has great jump scares. My hands are all cramped from the gripping onto the armrests. Wasn't this where you were meant to cling to the guy? You wasted a beautiful chance to flirt. But I am the guy. God, you're dumb. I didn't expect it to be the daughter. That was so freaky. I mean, her eyes. Yes, that was well done. I would bet money on it being the mother, but looking back, they placed hints everywhere. That was so well done. And your popcorn survived. A miracle. I still don't quite understand what's so fun about being scared. That's because horror doesn't scare you. I remember when I started playing horror games, you always handed me the controller at the most troublesome moments. Because you're the only one not getting scared. Aren't you scared of anything? Plenty of things scare me. But not in movies or in games, no. Though the jump scares get me once in a while. I'm sort of sad that I never get to see you crying in fear as a kid. That's something to be sad about? Of course. At least I got to see a lot of other fun situations back then. Like when Hazel decided she wanted to bake without Mom's help. She got sugar and salt mixed up or something. Yes, you were constantly distracting her so she wasn't double checking the ingredients. She was so proud when they were done. You weighed it so seriously that I didn't even notice something was wrong with them until you turned pale. I couldn't refuse when she was so proud of herself. You could have said something, like you added too much salt, or they taste terrible, don't eat them. I think I spit them out after the first bite. Hazel was so pissed. You made fun of her for that mistake. What I made fun of was the most was your face. You were trying your hardest to sound nice, but you kept on coughing and pursing your lips while talking. It's a fond memory. Mom wasn't too happy about us messing around in the kitchen, though. Look, on the bright side, you still see me acting stupid more often than the other way around. Though one day, I'll definitely find a movie that jump scares you, too. I'm determined to see you jump in surprise. Please no. Yes. And with that, I'm right back to giddily remembering the movie we just watched. It's amazing that you didn't react to this movie at all. People kept on screaming while you were just sitting next to me, all relaxed. How do you even know that? Well, I glanced over to see if you were getting scared. Which you weren't. Shame on you. As I said, I don't really get frightened by jump scares. But they were so well done. I gotta rewatch it when it's available to stream online. I must have talked for a long time, because next thing I realized we have walked quite the distance already. Adrian nods along and makes a sound once in a while, looking incredibly amused by my fanboy mode. I stop, clearing my throat. Sorry. Don't apologize, it's always fun to watch you like that. Others would probably make fun of me for it. I've known you and Hazel for years now, so this is really nothing. My smile stiffens. He intended for it to be a normal comment, but reminds me of something I've been worried about. All these years, we've practically been stuck together, and Adrian's always followed my lead. Yeah, we sure take up a lot of your time. I mean, you hardly have time to yourself, thanks to us. Mostly because of me, but also Hazel. I've never thought of it that way. It doesn't bother me. If a phone audibly vibrates, it comes from Adrian's pocket. He checks it, frowns, then puts it back. Well, what I wanted to say is, if it ever gets too much for you, you have to tell me. I bet I won't notice otherwise, but... Vibrations again. This time Adrian ignores it, motioning for me to continue. I would hate if you feel pressured. I just like spending time with you, that's why I ask, so... The phone vibrates again. Is it important? No. Surprisingly irritated, Adrian quickly reads the messages. It's my cousin and her friend. They're asking me to come over. He hasn't even typed an answer before the phone vibrates again. They're stubborn. They are, but I'll... Adrian stops in the middle of the sentence. He groans, something he rarely does, while covering his eyes with one hand. What happened? They unplugged the old fridge, but didn't think about the ice in the freezer. Now there's water everywhere. I'm sorry, I'll have to leave. Neither mine nor her parents can check it out right now. And you worry they might mess up more. I get it. I wave him away. Go, we'll see each other again soon. Thank you. Adrian hurries off. The moment he's out of sight, the smile melts off my face. I would have liked to spend more time together, though. What shitty timing. Next time, then. But unlike what I hoped, next time isn't anytime soon. Adrian sucks at saying no when you appeal to his politeness, and his cousin evidently has no problem using that to her advantage. She seems determined to hook Adrian up with one of her friends. The thought of him actually taking an interest in one of them pisses me off much more than I had expected. It doesn't happen that I visit my favorite cafe alone, but with my best friend too busy to hang out. It's getting more common. I could invite another friend, but nah. Here's your coffee. Thanks. I take my coffee from June. She doesn't leave. This place is pretty much dead right now, and I'm bored. Want to chat for a bit? Only if you have time. I want to, of course. Sure, why not? I point at the free chair opposite me, and she sits down. It's been a while since I've seen your friend Adrian. Did something happen? Oh, he's busy. I drink a large gulp of my coffee, almost scalding my tongue. Careful, it's hot. I noticed. You seem kind of stressed today. Not stressed, just irritated. I would never have thought that I'd get so moody just because my best friend doesn't have as much time for me as usual. It's not even like I don't see him at all. We still have classes together. A group approaches the cafe. We turn our heads to look at the new customers. My fingers around my cup tighten. Oh. Adrian, shoulders slumped softly and eyes tired, blinks distractedly when he spots me. Who's that, your friend? Adrian's accompanied by 3 girls. One of them has her hair in a similar shade to his. The others don't. The 2 other girls are standing close to Adrian, almost glued to him. One of them calls for his attention by touching his arm. Introduce us. June and I get up, not wanting to sit while everyone else is standing. This is Jace, my friend. Jace, this is my cousin and her friends. Hey! Hi. I tear my eyes off the hand that's still touching Adrian's arm. Taking a break? Yes. Oh, hello, June. Hi. I didn't know you had such a handsome friend. Adrian's jaw tightens. He didn't mention me? That's rude, Adrian. I wrap my arm around Adrian's shoulder as I speak. The girls laugh, amused by my offended attitude. Although the part that's actually fake is me acting like I'm only pretending to be annoyed. He seriously didn't even mention me? Of course, his cousin isn't going to know every detail about his life, but I'm still his closest friend, aren't I? Isn't it normal to talk about your best friend? I calm myself down by reminding myself it's because Adrian isn't the talkative type in the first place. It barely works. I still feel like my best friend is slipping out of my grasp. Well, what can I get you all? June's question breaks the underlying tension. Adrian eases up as well. I like the same as usual. A mocha, coming right up. And you girls? The 3 order for themselves. Adrian's cousin approaches me. Want to sit together? I'm not exactly in the mood to stick around, but I find myself considering the offer. Standing behind his cousin, Adrian meets my eye. He doesn't look like he wants me to agree. He doesn't look like he wants me to agree? I mean, I guess then I won't? I wouldn't want to make him more uncomfortable. But I did order for him. Which was rude already. I don't know. Ugh, yikes. Let's reject. I don't know why he doesn't want me around, but he must have his reasons. It's not like he's been avoiding me. He's busy, but when we meet, everything's the same as usual. It shouldn't be that he doesn't want me around in general. Sorry, I was actually about to head home. Do you have something urgent going on? Urgent, not really. In that case, just sit with us for a bit. She grabs my arm and pulls me back towards my table. A few minutes won't kill you. Wow, she's pushy. No wonder Adrian's struggling to get along with her. Fine. I give in, letting her do whatever. Adrian hurries over with a few quick steps. Mocha in hand, he clings the seat next to me, then leans close to whisper into my ear. I'm I'm sorry. She's very persistent. It's not your fault. The other girls take their places. The brunette moves her chair deliberately closer to Adrian, completely focused on him. The sight irks me. So that's at least one of her friends he's popular with. My gaze lingers on her for a moment. She's pretty. Her casual confidence and provocative outfit reminds me of Zoe in a way. I don't think she's Adrian's type. Putting aside that I barely have any clue who Adrian would or wouldn't be attracted to, in this case, I'm definitely correct. Whenever she gets closer to him, he recoils to keep his distance. So your name's Jace. I think Adrian's mentioned you before. You've known each other for years or something. Since we were kids, yeah. Huh, Adrian must have hidden you away from me. The girl snickers, teasingly wagging a finger at Adrian. That's not fair, keeping such a handsome guy all to yourself. You should share with your family. That's a strange thing to say. Her type of humor goes right over Adrian's head. He's obviously uncomfortable for her jokes, eyebrows lowering into a tiny frown. I'm just too precious, you know? Everyone wants a piece of me. Ho ho. You sure have confidence. I'm a certified narcissist. If I don't praise myself regularly, I get sick. More laughter. I sneak glances at Adrian, keeping an eye on the brunette's movements. You know what? You seem like a cool guy. You should come to my housewarming party. I'm sure you'll have fun. No. The finality with which he says the word surprises his cousin. The girl tilts his head. Can't he decide that for himself? What's up with him? When is it? At some point over the next few days, probably in the evening. I'm tempted to accept the invitation simply because I want to see why Adrian is so intent on keeping me away. In the end, I don't. Oh, that timing. My own relatives are going to be visiting. We've planned all kinds of stuff. That's a shame. Some other time then. Adrian knows it's a lie without me telling him. If I was going to have relatives over, he'd already know about it because I would have told him. His hands on his lap momentarily clenched to fists. Congrats on the new apartment, though. Thanks. It's been a lot of work. Yeah, the level of exhaustion your cousin is showing tells me that, too. We still gotta buy some stuff for the party. We can do it after our break. Better now than later, since we still have a strong guy to help us carry all our bags. More laughter. Their behavior tells me they're not doing it on purpose. They generally don't notice how rudely they're behaving. Still, I don't like it. I'm sure they'd stop if Adrian told him off, but he's not going to, is he? He's too nice for his own good. She might be his cousin, but that doesn't mean he has to play her servant. For a moment, I wonder if he's willing to endure it for another reason. To impress someone, maybe. No way. He was annoyed that the girls even had his number. He's just too lenient with others. With every passing second, it gets increasingly difficult to maintain my strained smile. I participate in the conversation, but it's hard to stay friendly. It was nice meeting you, but we gotta go now. Lots of stuff left to do. I hope you'll be done soon. Once you're finished, things will finally be back to normal. Thanks! Have fun with your relatives. Oh crap, I almost forgot about that already. Yeah, thanks. We split up in different directions. My feet drag as I slowly make my way home. They're almost done now, just a little bit left. I pause to examine my reflection in the store's window. Shoulders slumped, face scrunched, my hands in my pockets. Soon, everything will go back to how it was. I mean, I don't like how they're treating him. That is accurate. But it's good that things will be over soon. Oh, what did I do? The mouse wheel scrolled. That's good. That's good. The voice in my head lacks any sort of conviction. I do want that, don't I? Adrian won't be as tired anymore. He'll have time for me again. I can't tell why, but for some reason I'm not pleased with that at all. What would I even want to change? Isn't it fine the way it is? Having stood around like an idiot for long enough, I resume walking. Mentally, my mind keeps on going over the same question again and again. Isn't it fine the way it is? No. It's not. Caught up in my thoughts, I make my way back home. I spend the rest of the evening and the following day finishing up most of my assignments. Time passes painfully slowly. I'm not the type to dream, or remember my dreams at least, but tonight I dream in clear and vivid images. I must have been 14 or 15. It was a troublesome time. I was intelligent enough to see the injustice around me, haughty enough to want to be the hero, and dumb enough to try becoming one. Generally, there's nothing wrong with wanting to help someone whose pockets were picked, especially if that someone was your best friend. But I, being the idiot I was, followed a grown man with a knife. I stood in the middle of the alley, wheezing after I caught up to the man. Adrian was behind me. Adrian was always behind me, trying to pull me away. Jace, don't be stupid, this is dangerous. But stupid I was. It's fine. I puffed myself up, remembering something I'd read online, and whispered back to him. Most thieves aren't actually willing to hurt someone. They only use their weapons to intimidate. However, I had forgotten 2 vital points. 1, most thieves meant most, and not all. Even a cornered rabbit would bite. 2, the man didn't look worried at all, being confronted by 2 kids. I was indignant. The main reason why I was so obstinate in pursuing the thief was because he'd stolen from Adrian. You go and call the police. I pushed Adrian lightly, watching warily as the man approached. Fortunately, Adrian had more brains than me in that situation. He ran, but not very far, just enough to reach the streets and scream that there was a child in danger. It worked. A couple of adults came running. We, ourselves, landed at the police station. I had gotten punched trying to stop the thief. It hurts. Now you have the heart to act weak? What if he had used his knife, or I had taken longer to get help? That's no reason to push the ice against my face like you're trying to suffocate me. Adrian had clenched his jaw. He looked troubled and annoyed. It wasn't that much money. Did you really have to do this? Of course I had to. You should know the boundaries of your strength. Don't be so stupid again. I pouted and turned away from him, but he kept holding the ice in place for me. My skin had broken near my eye, and it hurt terribly where it swelled. Jace, you can complain all you want. I won't promise that. I turned back to look him square in the eye. I won't sit still if someone hurts you or steals from you. I can endure it if it's others, but not you. I won't let you suffer. His eyes were wide, looking at me. Then he looked away, embarrassed. I won't be happy if you get hurt protecting me. What a surprise, I don't like seeing you hurt either. And since I'm the more stubborn one, I'll handle this part, you can rely on me. I smiled at him with all the joy I felt at having been able to protect my best friend. He sat there in a daze, his eyes a bit unfocused. When he snapped back to reality, I could see his cheeks flushed in embarrassment shade of red. I learned to protect myself. Good. Our parents came, both furious and relieved. I got grounded, of course, but I didn't feel annoyed. I felt pleased at having accomplished what I wanted. In the darkness of the night, I opened my eyes and stared at the ceiling. You can tell the exact moment you had him. So young and already so charming. Adrian? I meant myself. But Adrian too. Now that I think about it, he started learning self-defense after that. He was also the one to explain everything to the police, making sure it didn't sound like we were the ones who ran head first into trouble. Thanks to him, we got out of the situation without any problems. My thoughts are muddled, but I clearly remember Adrian's determined face. It sucks not having him around. I played with my phone for a couple of minutes, waiting for the tiredness to sit and to settle in again. It eventually does, thankfully, allowing me to leave those troublesome thoughts behind for a couple of hours. Alright, I'm gonna pause here. We're at the beginning of a new day. I think that's a good stopping point. How do I save? Save! Cool. But yeah, slow burn was my estimate, and oh boy, is it slow. Which is fine. I don't know how long this is gonna be, so I don't know if we'll be able to do all the routes, just because if it takes too long, it'll be like forever on the channel. You know what I mean? Like 1,000 videos. But I'm liking it so far. It's a cute story. Hopefully Adrian gets away from his cousin soon, because I greatly dislike how she's treating him, and her friends are just the worst. Definitely siding with Jace here, with the being annoyed at them, but hopefully he gets released from them soon, and then things could maybe not go back to normal, but go back to being better after Adrian gets like a good rest. I feel like he needs a good nap. He needs to be done with the move and then take a good nap, and then we can resume hanging out and stuff. Give him time to relax. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. If you guys made it to the end of the video, thank you so much. You guys are the best. Please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. It really helps the channel grow. And I'll catch you on the next video, in the next episode of Trouble Comes Twice. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye!